1, 2, 3. Good morning. Today is Friday, March 26, 2021. My name is Delegate Stephanie Smith, Chair of the Baltimore City House Delegation, and we're bringing today's hearing to order. Today will be a riveting, fun-filled day, also known as the Senator McCray Show. And we will be, of course, accepting our minutes from last week's meeting, and then also moving forward with a bill hearing and then a voting session on bills that we already heard in the past and approved and were cross-filed with no changes. So to begin, has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from last week? They were circulated via email. Are there any questions? Is there a motion to adopt the minutes from last week's?
Move the minutes, Madam Chair.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay, the minutes are adopted. Without further ado, and in interest of time, we will begin with Senate Bill 364. Senator McCray.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the Baltimore City Delegation. For the record, Corey McCray, Senator for the 45th Legislative District. I'm here before you in reference to Senate Bill 364. Senate Bill 364 is a very simple bill. I'm joined by Ms. Cynthia Gross. I believe Ms. Cynthia is right there with C. Gross. Ms. Cynthia brought to my attention about 2 years ago in reference to the city of Baltimore basically got rid of where we had non-disclosure agreements for our Baltimore City Police Department. And she said that she wanted every other institution that was a police force to abide by the same rules. I put this in last year. Obviously, we had a pandemic, but this is the year that it made it out of the Senate. It's now in the House. And what Senate Bill 364 does is it makes sure that all of our universities follow by the rules that the Baltimore City Council basically stated that if there's a payout made, that people can still tell their truth from that standpoint. And it's not too much to it. It just makes sure that all of our universities follow it. But that's Senate Bill 364. And I'm thankful for Ms. Cynthia. Although she's not in my district, I do feel like she's in my district. She do represent half my district. But a very faithful servant to the people and to the city of Baltimore, and just wanted to lift that up by putting this bill in. Thank you again, Madam Chair, and thank you, Ms. Cynthia, for the work you did.
And Madam Chair.
Yes, yes.
I'm very glad to claim Miss Cynthia for District 46.
Wait a minute, awesome. I want to claim Miss Cynthia for District 46 too. Thank you.
I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling something, but I'll you're a constituent. But before we move to Ms. Gross's testimony, I just want to give opportunity. Are there any questions or comments for Senator McCray? Seeing none, the only person I see signed up is Cynthia Gross to give comment in support of Senate Bill 364.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Senator McCray. Yes, for 40 years, I lived in the 45th, then through some redistricting, I moved to the 46th, but live in the same house. So I'm up for debate here where I live, but right now I live in the 46th. So I'm here just in support of Senate Bill 364. I think Senator McCray summed it up perfectly. You know, after years and years of advocacy through residents of Baltimore City, in 2019, the Baltimore City Council passed a law that banned the use of gag orders or non-disparagement clauses in city settlements for police brutality and discrimination cases. And after some conversations, I learned that that clause or that bill or that law only pertained to Baltimore City Police and not to other police agencies that would be operating within the same boundaries. And that directly impacts my community. So again, I'm here just to support the bill. Thank you, Senator McCray. Even though I don't live in your district, part of my community is in your district. We appreciate all the support that you are giving us through all of our challenges, because it crossed districts. So thank you for supporting and bringing this to light. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Gross. Are there any comments or questions for the witness? All right, seeing none. Are there any, is there any public testimony in opposition to the bill? All right, seeing none. I want, oh yes, Delegate Lewis.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I would like to make a motion to move the bill.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Roll call.
Delegate Ambry,
Yes.
Delegate Anderson, Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Boyce,
Yes.
Delegate Chanel Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Talmadge Branch, Delegate Bridges,
Yes.
Delegate Klimbiger,
As it will probably come to the Judiciary Committee, I must abstain.
Delegate Conaway,
Yes.
Delegate Haynes,
Yes.
Delegate Lewis,
Aye.
Delegate Learman,
Yes.
Delegate McIntosh,
Yes.
Delegate Rosenberg,
Yes.
Delegate Wells, Chair Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you so much. Moving right along, we have Senate Bill 525, also by Senator McCray.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I come to you today in reference to Senate Bill 525. Senate Bill 525 isn't in its original form as it was introduced. What I tried my best to do when it was introduced was talk about the folks that are at our pretrial facility at Baltimore City Intake and Central Bookings. During the election cycle, we know that there were over 700 people that had the ability, right, to be able to vote. And unfortunately, how we were all mailed the ballot, that did not happen during the primary. It did happen during the general for that facility, but not during the primary election when it was brought to the attention of our Board of Elections, the State Board of Elections, I should say. And what I said was, what will create easier access for those that may not be able to pay their bail, they have not been convicted of a crime at that moment, but they are detained in that facility. The early voting precinct inside of the facility would be a great idea. I'd work with the Sentencing Project and hear that this was not just something, this was happening in a lot of big urban jurisdictions. In Chicago, it was happening. There's in DC, it's already happening. Right next door, you can vote inside of the facility. So I looked, I put the bill in. I try my best to work with the administration, but the administration was moving. They fundamentally, philosophically, they agreed with it. But they also thought about some of the fiscal challenges there. And we shifted gears. We put it to where it would be a drop box at the Baltimore facility. And this also worked well with not just our local Board of Elections, but our State Board of Elections. Funny thing was when we were, I don't want to say complaining, when we were advocating to make sure that folks got what they were supposed to, they gave everyone a stamped envelope to return their ballot with. They said that this is also going to save them money because the drop box will be right there. It would be picked up from folks. So I've been able to not only just get our mayor in agreement, but able to work with the Department of Public Safety, the State Board of Elections, the local Board of Elections to get them all on one page to say that we can move uniform in one direction. And while it's not throwing the Hail Mary or getting the ball up the field in a manner that I would like, I do think that it still gets the ball up the field in reference to folks that should have the right to vote in every opportunity that we have. So I ask for a favorable report for Senate Bill 525.
Thank you so much. I think after yesterday, it's nice to hear about people wanting people voting in our country. Are there any witnesses in support? I believe we have Ms. Mayhew. Maybe she provided written testimony in support. Is there any other testimony in support? Any questions for the senator? Yes, Ms. Delegate Klippinger.
Madam Chair, thank you. Senator McCray, is this bill similar to House Bill 222 that the House passed, the Value My Vote Act? Is it if this is basically the Baltimore City version of Value My Vote?
I don't know everything with Value My Vote, but I know that this does put a drop box in that facility.
I think the Value My Vote Act made requirements so that drop boxes are placed in all DPSCS and all local detention centers. So it seems, so not to say that we shouldn't because we did that, but just to say that we did something very similar to this in a statewide bill.
Yep. And one of the discussions, Mr. Chair, in EHE was that this is the facility, the only pretrial facility that's actually a state is run by the, so this is our pretrial facility. So the state of Maryland's pretrial facility. And I think that the state of Maryland, especially as legislators, we have the first responsibility to do what's right, especially when we'll be asking the other local jails. We have to lead by example in this case.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, very briefly, I was just saying that when the Judiciary Committee heard testimony on this, that was one of the points that came out. So just thank you, Senator McCray, for your bill.
Yep, and EHE actually changed the title because when they were, I don't want to say debating, but discussing the bill, they was like, wow, it said Baltimore City in front. It came over in a different form because they said, this is our facility, and they kept honing in on that point.
Delegate Haynes.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Chairman McCray, for the bill. Just a quick question for you. I know that the Public Safety Administration Subcommittee over on Appropriations issue for a couple of elections, and we worked with the state Board of Elections to have those boxes placed in the jails and accommodate those eligible voters who were at the facility at that time of the opportunity to vote. My question is, do you know of any feedback from that where it did not work or there were problems with access as a result of working with the State Board of Elections to ensure that that took place?
So, Vice Chair, I'm also, we share the same jurisdiction of committee with public safety. And while Secretary Green has been very progressive in reference to setting up policy for voting, I've never heard once, and I was very active this last election in reference to our jails and having a drop box inside of the jail. So this would be the first time that a drop box was inside of our respective locations. One of the things that I found out, Mr. Vice Chair, in April, so like we were all mailed the ballot, their ballots still went to the locations that they were at, but they knew, the State Board of Elections knew where they were at. They knew that they weren't at their home. So why would you send the ballot that we all got and not have it to the jurisdiction, not jurisdiction, but the facility in which they were detained? What the Department of Public Safety is, they put together a list. As soon as it's the voting registration deadline is up in reference to changing of your party and things of that nature, they then created a list. They do that in March, which is right before the April election, and they do it in October, right before the November election. The State Board of Elections and Department of Public Safety was not coordinating until the general election. After that, we got them on the phone with Linda Lamone, Secretary Green, had a conference call and said they needed to be treated just as everyone else was treated out in the streets. They did not get the primary right, Mr. Vice Chair, but they did get the general right. But that was after folks were pushing on it.
Are there
so I guess my question, I'm familiar with all those efforts. So I guess my question is, from the general moving forward, does your legislation codify what's currently in place, what has been worked out to ensure that that takes place from the general moving forward, or does it provide from another process and procedure?
It adds to the regulations that Secretary Green has right now and ensures that a drop box is at that location going forward.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
No, not a problem. I see that Ms. Mayhew with Baltimore City is now with us, and just, she had some technical issues. She's now with us. So would you like to give some brief testimony?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the delegation, Tasha Mayhew here on behalf of the Baltimore City Administration in support of Senate Bill 525. As Senator McRae had discussed, the bill, as originally introduced, presented some logistical and cost challenges for the administration, but we did work with the senator on this, and it's a priority of the administration to ensure that all individuals that are eligible to vote have that right and are able to do so in a timely fashion. And so having those drop boxes at the central booking facility would help move forward with that goal and ensure that they are able to, use their right to vote. And so with that, we support this bill and urge a favorable report on Senate Bill 525. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mayhew. Are there any questions for her? Hearing none, is there any additional supportive testimony for this bill? Is there any opposition testimony to this bill? Hearing none, is there a motion to take a vote on this bill? Okay, I'm not hearing a motion to take a vote.
Move favorable.
Okay, is there a second?
Tony seconded.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay? Ayes have it. Roll call.
Delegate Amprey,
Yes.
Delegate Anderson, Delegate Tar,
Yes.
Delegate Boyce,
Yes.
Delegate Chanel Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Talmadge Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Bridges, Delegate Klupinger,
Because we've already passed a bill in a similar posture, yes.
Delegate Conaway,
Because of what the chairman just said from judiciary, yes.
I love you, Frank.
Delegate Haynes, sorry, Delegate Haynes,
I just readmitted him. I think he got bumped off.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Little
Delegate
technical
Lewis,
difficulties here.
Aye.
Delegate Learman, Delegate McIntosh, Delegate McIntosh,
She's on mute. Let me see if I can unmute her for her because I know she's in transit.
Yes. Got it?
yes.
Got it.
Thank you. Sorry.
Madam Chair, can I just interrupt for one quick second? I don't know. I know this happened to me. I think I'm getting messages from other people as well. In your office, the internet just went down, so a lot of people got kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm readmitting them as we speak.
Thank you.
No, not a problem. I knew something had to happen because it was sudden. Thank you for alerting us.
Delegate Rosenberg,
Yes.
Delegate Wells, Chair Smith,
Yes.
and Delegate Bridges, I wanted to come back to you.
I also think I missed it. This is Delegate Learman. Sorry, my internet went out for a second, but I'm a yes.
Okay, I think that's everyone who is here. The motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. And we will continue with the Senate bill hearing for Senate Bill 616.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I thought that it was just me. I was like, how did my internet go out? It never goes out. But Senate Bill 616 simply gives enabling language for our Baltimore City to be able to set up a soil conservation district. Was able to learn a great amount about this from a young lady that has an urban farm in Baltimore City, Atia Wells. And just making sure that we align with the other, I think there's 24 jurisdictions, 24 soil conservation district. One jurisdiction has 2 of them inside of their jurisdiction, but Baltimore City is the only one that didn't have a soil conservation district. So this is enabling language for Baltimore City to be able to set that up. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just ask for a favorable report for Senate Bill 616.
Any questions for the senator? Is there any additional public testimony in support of Senate Bill 616?
Could I ask one question?
Of course, Delegate Learman.
This is great. I'm glad you're doing this, Senator McCray. I'm just curious. So the city would then have to take, this is just enabling, you said, so the city has to work with state. I mean, is it a difficult piece of legislation for the city to do this, do you think? Or is this pretty standard and they can do it pretty easily? I'm just curious. I've never seen a soil conservation district get set up before. So any idea?
So you know what? All of them were pretty much set up in like the 40s or 50s. So like
Right.
when I researched it, I was like, well, why didn't we get one?
Right.
I looked at it as Baltimore City as an urban area, so they didn't think of us as farming from a standpoint.
Right.
Trajectories. I've been in conversation. Department of Ag is where it's coming out of with Joe Bartenfelder. They have like a coalition, so they got the Soil Conservation Coalition. I think that folks are excited. I assume, but I do think that the folks back home, instead of just telling them to do it, I do think that it should be worked through with the administration, the city, and the agencies to ensure that. So I'm not the most knowledgeable about it. Let me be clear. I'm not an urban farmer.
Yeah.
But the folks that do. So I assume it is, but I do think that they need to work out some kinks and get on the line.
That's great. Yeah, no, this is good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair.
Yes, Delegate Boyce.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you for to Senator McCray, because I think, as I remember, as the city has to kind of latch on to the county as it relates to soil conservation and kind of share resources or potentially get whatever's left. So thank you for this, and I'm hoping to see we move it favorably.
Yep. Delegate Boyce is absolutely right. Our folks that want to get technical assistance or things of that nature have to go to our adjacent jurisdictions to be able to get help, to be able to set that up. So you're absolutely right.
Are there any other comments or questions for the senator? Are there any additional public testimony in support? Is there any public testimony in opposition? Is there a motion to move on this bill?
Move the bill, Madam Chair.
Is there all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Roll call.
Delegate Amprey,
Yes.
Delegate Anderson, Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Boyce,
Yes.
Delegate Chanel Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Talmadge Branch,
Yep.
Delegate Bridges,
Yes.
Delegate Clippinger,
Yes.
Delegate Conaway,
Yes.
Delegate Haynes,
Yes.
Delegate Lewis,
Aye.
Delegate Learman,
Yes.
Delegate McIntosh,
Yes.
Delegate Rosenberg,
Yes.
Delegate Wells, Chair Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Miraculously, we have come to the conclusion of Senator McCray's bill hearings, and we are now at Senate Bill 914.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I'm here before you on Senate Bill 914 because we have three witnesses, and I want to make sure to give the time to them versus me talking a lot. What Senate Bill 914 does is just enhance the collective bargaining rights for our sheriff's department. And we have Frank Barston, Sam Kojin, and we have our so he's from a management side, and then we also have the employees from and a sheriff from it to be able to talk about why this is important.
Okay, Senator, what we'll do is just allow all of these witnesses in favor to go, and then we'll just take up questions from everyone after that, okay? We'll begin with Boston.
Good morning, members of the city delegation. Good morning. I'm Frank Boston III. I'm legislative lawyer for the Maryland State Fraternal Order of Police, and we support this bill. We thank Senator McCray for introducing it, and we ask that you vote favorably. The bill is a product of a collaboration of all interested parties. Last year, we ran out of time, but it did allow us to meet with everyone and get the bill right. The FOP supports this bill. The management supports this bill. Baltimore City Administration's on board, and the Department of Budget and Management from the state. We've incorporated everyone's amendments to have a finished product, and hopefully you're supportive. Basically, the bill gives basic collective bargaining rights to the Baltimore City deputy sheriffs and court personnel. And we asked for a favorable. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Sam Kojan, Baltimore City Sheriffs.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for allowing me to testify. I want to thank the sponsor. I'm here in support of the sheriff management. Like Frank Boston said, this is a collaboration between everyone. We're very much in support of this. We think that the collective bargaining for benefits will be incredibly helpful in moving the working conditions and the salary commensurate to what other law enforcement is making in the area. And not to beleaguer the issue, but me too, and we're in support. And I'll take questions at the end.
Thank you, Mr. Kojan. Is Ms. Josephine Zillman here?
Mute. Mute.
Ms. Zillman?
She's here. She's got to get off of mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mute.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chairman, and everyone else. I thank you for this opportunity to speak with you all. I represent the men and women of the Baltimore City Sheriff Office. I am their president, Josephine Zillman Georgie, and I would like you all to consider us in favor of our bill that the senator was so wonderful in presenting, Senate Bill 914 for collective bargaining. We have talked with everyone and everyone is on board. This would give us the opportunity to help work better with our upper management and the policies and procedures that govern the men and women who actually go out on the street and do all the work for the city. And we would like to, it also helps and gives us a voice in the process of working conditions, benefits, salaries, and equipment, and things like that. We are the last agency who does not really have this, and we thank you for your favorable vote.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zillman, for your testimony. And the last supportive witness that I see signed up is Ms. Mayhew, Baltimore City, and then I will take questions from the delegation.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the delegation. Natasha Mayhew on behalf of the Baltimore City Administration in support of Senate Bill 914. The administration is supportive of authorizing collective bargaining rights for the Sheriff's Office. And this bill does align with collective bargaining processes and procedures under city laws. And so we'd urge a favorable report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mayhew. I believe that's all. Are there any other witnesses providing favorable testimony for Senate Bill 914? Seeing none, I see that Delegate Conway has a hand up. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was wondering if anyone could comment on why the bill says that the judiciary opposes the bill. I didn't see it in the testimony, but I was wondering if anybody had any comment on
that. Delegate Conway, I'm not familiar with anyone opposing the bill.
I'm looking at it right here on line, right?
This is not a matter that the judiciary, I guess it's not a matter that the judiciary would normally take a position on. It's not one really in their purview.
So this might be a misprint on what we're getting on the computer.
It may be. I can't speak for someone else, but I can tell you at the Senate delegation hearing, there was no opposition. At the Senate Finance Committee hearing, there was no opposition. The bill was unanimous in the Senate, and now it's here before this Baltimore City House delegation. So I think it's probably a mistake or a misread or something.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Delegate Conway, is that the conclusion of your?
Yes, yes,
okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Are there any other questions for the panel of the witnesses? Okay. Is there any testimony in opposition? I believe, Crystal, there's none signed up. Is there a motion to take?
Favorable.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Roll call.
Delegate Amprey,
Yes.
Delegate Anderson, Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Boyce,
Yes.
Delegate Chanel Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Talmadge Branch,
Yep.
Delegate Bridges,
Yes.
Delegate Klippinger,
Vishri, I abstain.
Delegate Conaway,
Yes.
Delegate Haynes,
Yes.
Delegate Lewis,
Aye.
Delegate Learman, Delegate Learman,
Sorry, yes.
Delegate McIntosh,
Yes.
Delegate Rosenberg,
Yes.
Delegate Wells, Chair Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess thank you to the witnesses for joining us so early. We appreciate you, all the work that you do on behalf of our residents, and thank you so much. This now concludes the Senator McCray half hour plus. You your other duties, but we do have a brief voting session on bills that were cross-filed and already heard out of our delegation. So, we'll just take care of that right now. So thank you to the good senator.
Thank you.
Jeremy, can you just give refresher reminders of each bill?
Sure, Madam Chair, all of them, or just want to start with the first one?
Let's start one at a time. Yeah, one at a time.
Okay, sure.
For Senate Bill, 752, we heard it as House Bill 1316.
Correct. Senate Bill 752, also House Bill 1316, Baltimore City Police Officers Promotional Appointments. It's a bill from Senator Hayes as well as Delegate Smith. Bill 752 alters the procedures used by the police commissioner to award promotional appointments by requiring the commissioner to make an appointment from applicants who place within the top 25% of the positions on an eligible list. The bill also authorizes the commissioner to remove certain applicants from the list of eligible appointees if during the time of the application process for the promotion, the Civilian Review Board or the department's disciplinary review committee has sustained a misconduct complaint against the applicant for which the punishment could be termination if found guilty.
There's a question from Delegate Haynes.
Yes, Madam Chair. I have a question for you. On the voting list, Senate Bill 752, Senate Bill 783, and Senate Bill 789, are the posture of those pieces of legislation the same as we have voted them out previously on the House version of the bill?
Yes.
My understanding, I can only speak like to what I have in front of me. I don't believe there's any changes. I know that at least, HB 1316, it's consistent with.
So my question is, if they are in the same posture and we voted on the House bill, I would move all three to be considered as on a consent calendar for all three bills, since we've already voted on them and they are in the same position, same posture.
You know what, Vice Chair? I appreciate that. There's a motion on the floor and a second.
I second it. Yeah.
Jeremy, do you want to clarify anything? I believe they're all in the same posture. That's how we put them up here.
You are correct. They are all in the same posture as we've already moved on them. So I think that's perfectly permissible.
Okay. With that being said, it's been motioned and second. All in favor of taking all three as a consent vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
No.
All right, roll call. And I guess, Jeremy, for the good of the order, can you restate the vote differently for all three bills?
Sorry, what do you mean, Madam Chair?
Just could you just read all three bills?
Yeah, I've been up since
the bill numbers, just for consistency to everyone.
we're in delegation.
Sure, we have Senate Bill 752, Baltimore City Police Officers Promotional Appointments, Senate Bill 783, Baltimore City West North Avenue Development Authority, and Senate Bill 789, Baltimore City Visit More Appropriation Calculation.
Okay. Roll call.
Delegate Amprey,
Yes.
Delegate Anderson, Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Boyce,
Yes.
Delegate Chanel Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Talmadge Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Bridges,
Yes.
Delegate Klippinger,
Moving things along, yes.
Delegate Conaway,
Yes.
Delegate Haynes,
Yes.
Delegate Lewis,
Aye.
Delegate Learman. Sorry, I think you're on mute, Delegate Learman.
Sorry. Yes.
Delegate McIntosh,
Yes.
yes. Delegate Rosenberg,
Yes.
Yes.
Delegate Wells, Chair Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, we're coming towards the conclusion of our agenda. We will have a brief voting session. We're trying to get it figured out, so we'll be in close contact with your offices on Monday as it relates to the local control bill. So I just wanted to, flag that you should be looking out for texts/emails, to make sure we scheduled in short order, hopefully before the end of the day today. Are there any other announcements from any of our subcommittee chairs? I know particularly we do have several alcohol bills that will be coming over from the Senate. I believe our alcohol subcommittee chair may have some remarks.
Yeah, alcohol subcommittee chair has to remember when we're having that hearing. Oh, thank you, Crystal. 5 o'clock on Tuesday. 5 o'clock on Tuesday will be the bills crossing over for the Senate. If there's anything that I need to be aware of as we move those bills back, please let me know as soon as you can so that we can get them out quickly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other announcements? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Everyone have a good rest of your morning. See most of you on the floor.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. See you, everybody.